Granny Franny's?
Granny Franny, the Vowels Trading Company.
Look, Danny, the letter E.
Here's an A. Maybe there's enough letters to spell our names.
Sorry, you two. There are only vowels in that old story treasure chest.
Can't do much with vowels.
Let me tell you a story about someone who could. There once was a man named Howl who could turn one thing into many things by merely swapping out a few vowels. Now, Howl was a trader who traded all sorts of things, like a pair of shoes for a few pairs of pants, and a cat for a dog, and a boat for some bikes. After many years of trading, Howl had so many things that he decided to open a store. He was so happy the day it opened that he didn't even mind the sign maker's mistake. Instead of Howl's Trading Company, it read Vowels Trading Company. The mistake certainly didn't hurt business. It turned out that all sorts of customers wanted to trade vowels, like the man who was Howl's very first customer. The man explains that he needed help painting his barn. He only had himself, one man, and a woman. So he asked to swap the A's in these two words for some E's. Howl just happened to have a box of vowels he had traded for a long time ago. And in no time, Howl swapped the A's for E's. Now, instead of a man, there were men. And instead of the one woman, there were many women. Now the man had plenty of help, and off they all went. Next, a goose walked in the store. The goose told Howl that it was getting cold and he wanted to fly south for the winter. But he didn't want to fly alone. The goose wanted to swap two O's for two E's. Howl did just that, trading the O's for some E's. The goose smiled because now he had a flock of geese to fly south with. Next, a mouse walked in. "Down here," said the mouse, as Howl looked for his next customer. "Here on the floor," said the mouse. "I'm having a little problem with the mean old cat," said the mouse. "Maybe if there were more of me, that old cat wouldn't pick on us." This trade was tricky because it required swapping two vowels for one and swapping the letter S for the letter C. But it was no problem for Howl. In the blink of an eye, the word mouse became plural, mice. "That old cat is in for a surprise," said the smiling mouse. Next, a creature from a distant planet entered the store. This was definitely a day of firsts for Howl. The creature put the word foot on the counter. He was hoping to trade the two O's in foot for two E's. He wanted to wear his new sneakers, but to do that, he needed more than one foot. Howl quickly traded two E's for the two O's. Now, the space creature could wear his new shoes. He thanked Howl and happily left the store on his own 4 feet. It had been a very busy first day at the Vowel Trading Company. As Howl watched the 4-legged creature's spacecraft fly off into the night sky, he thought to himself that this was the perfect end to a perfect day.
That was an awesome story, Granny Franny.
Did Howl ever get a new sign?
He did. The very next day, the sign maker arrived with a new one, but Howl didn't want it.
Why not?
Sometimes a mistake is the best thing that can happen.